I'm Dave Abrams. Happy Friday the 13th.
And I'm Kristin. Welcome to Arundel County Week in Review. In this episode, we'll review the new guidelines for collecting grass and leaves at the curb, as well as see how the gym Terps are helping local seniors. But first, making headlines this week. The Maryland General Assembly is back in session, and that means things will be very busy in Annapolis for the next 3 months. Anne Arundel County has 21 delegates and senators in the legislature, and there will be many big issues to tackle. Statewide revenues are $544 million short of expectations. There will be a big battle over transportation funding. Governor Hogan is proposing a 2% limit on tuition increases to colleges and universities, as well as making interest on student loans tax deductible. We can also expect local debates over national issues such as health care, paid sick leave for workers, and clean energy. County Executive Steve Shue gave the county delegation some very simple priorities: no new taxes, increased funding for road construction and repairs, and creating an elected school board. We should also mention that Annapolis delegate Mike Bush will be back as Speaker of the House, and Pasadena Nick Kipke will return as House Minority Leader. Are you ready for the 2017 session, Dave?
I am ready, I think.
You think?
I think.
You think.
It's going to be a wild ride this year.
And what will your role be
it.
for what you do? What will you be down at the State House doing?
You know, that's a good question, Kristin. I think we're going to be doing a lot of our prognostication and analysis from this desk here.
Oh, we'll be busy here.
Because
I thought you were going right in.
Well, it's kind of like, when a food fight breaks out, you don't want to be standing in the middle of the lunchroom.
But you definitely want to watch from the hall.
Yeah, you want to watch from the hall or from the balcony.
Yeah, that kid started
we'll definitely keep people up to date as to what's going on, but it's pretty clear, and we talk about this. We made this clear. Our viewers are very knowledgeable about how this works. Year one, year two for Governor Hogan. Year one was the honeymoon. Everybody was nice to each other. Year two, there was a little bit. People started getting antsy. Now we're in year three. We got, incoming President Trump. We got the governor running for re-election. It's going to be pretty hectic, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So just buckle up and
we're going to have fun.
Try to keep your eyes on the prize. That's right. It'll be fun.
We'll have fun.
We'll have fun. Well, our experts here at Week in Review were surprised to see no measurable snow in December.
I don't want to talk about it.
And our first good dusting came in the new year. But now that January is here, get ready for snow.
You better start thinking you're going to lose, Dave, because you're going to lose.
Now, you might have noticed last week as you were headed to work, those streaks on the pavement around the county. That was our salt brine that our Department of Public Works pre-treats the roads with before the white stuff comes. And it didn't turn out to be that bad, but I'm sure everybody
But we were ready in case it was, and that's the important thing.
The salt barns are stocked, the plows are oiled up, and our crews are ready to respond. If you want to study up on services responding to snow, you can go to our homepage, aacounty.org, and just type snow in How Can We Help You in the How Can We Help You box. You can also search plowing snow to keep you on the go on
I like
YouTube.
that. It's like it rhymes.
Learn about our levels of service depending on the amount of snowfall. How are you feeling about your prediction right now, Kristin? Let me just recap, okay, because we're going to mention this over and over so nobody has any illusions as to what's going on.
Okay.
You predicted 38 inches of snow for the season.
For the season.
The total for the season, and I said 26 inches.
Right.
Now, no snow in December. How are you feeling about your prediction right now? You feeling a little nervous?
No, I'm not feeling nervous at all, Dave. In fact, I think that the snow is following my lead on how I would take any sort of challenge or how I would go into
How would you do that?
We're sneaky.
Oh.
So we're going to make you think that nothing's coming, but then when you least expect it, boom.
Oh my gosh, I'm scared.
Boom.
That's scary.
So if you wanna think that you're sitting nice and pretty right now, that's fine. We want you to think that.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna start a feature here where each week Chuck is gonna show us the current snowfall compared to our predictions.
With like a thermometer.
There's no reason to do it now because we got like an inch, not even that. But we will do it. We will keep track so everyone at home knows exactly where we stand throughout the season. All right. Does that sound fair?
I guess that sounds good. Yeah.
But we're doing Price is Right rules. So
I know.
If we don't get to 38 inches, you lose.
I'm done. But I'm still
right.
banking on February because of my Sweet Farmer's Almanac, which I tell you is my tool. That is my secret weapon.
Shout out to Alex Bakke
Shout
at
out to
DPW.
Alex.
He went lower than I did.
Yeah,
so
well, Alex
we're in
isn't the
trouble.
snow enthusiast that I am.
Alex knows a lot.
But whatever happens, I think this is looking to be a pretty good match.
All right.
And speaking of matches, tennis, anyone?
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah, the Department of Recreation and Parks is currently accepting public comments about a proposal to build an indoor and outdoor tennis facility in Millersville. The project is in the conceptual planning stage and will be developed in partnership with the Tennis Alliance of Anne Arundel County, a nonprofit organization. You can view the illustration of the concept on the Rec and Parks website, which is www.aacounty.org/recparks. Go over, take a look, submit a comment. And while you're there, you can fill out the citizen interest survey for the kinds of amenities and programs that you want to see in your neighborhood. Do you play tennis?
Well, first of all, is that a brilliant web address?
I love it.
To find Rec and Parks, it's aacounty.org/recparks.
Rec Parks.
Come on.
It's easy. Easy.
What was your question?
Do you play tennis?
Do I play tennis? No. I played when I was a kid a little bit, I guess.
Yeah.
But tennis has never been my thing. What about you?
No, and I wish I had.
Well, you'll be able to
Maybe
go to
I
the
will
new
start if
facility
there's
and
a
learn.
facility in Millersville.
And also, I feel like when I was a kid, it was like Jimmy Connors and John McEnroe and Monica Seles and Jennifer Capriati. I can name all these tennis players.
I can't.
And if you had to do that today, you got what? You got
Andre Agassi,
the sisters. You got the Serena and Venus.
Serena and
Yeah.
Venus.
And then that's about it, right? Did you say Federer? Did you get Federer?
No, I said
Roger Federer?
Andre Agassi.
Andre Agassi.
Agassi.
That's also back from the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tennis could use a little bit of a resurgence. And all it takes is that one player. You had Tiger Woods in golf. You had Venus and Serena in tennis. So maybe some phenom will come along. And, but it's still a very popular sport. And you wouldn't believe the constituency for this. There's actually...
It's a great workout.
They had a fundraiser for this, the nonprofit group. They had a
Yeah.
fundraiser, and they had like 300 people playing tennis on a day to make some money for it. So,
But what I want to know is, where's the kickball facility? Dodgeball?
Rick Anthony, we're talking to you.
Challenge made.
Kickball facility.
Kickball.
Wow, we need to ask the county executive about that. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we'll talk to Rich Bowen from the Department of Public Works about new yard waste recycling rules. Take a look at our community calendar for events happening around town, and we'll be right back.
Hart, what's going on?
I'm leaving.
Why? What did I do?
Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit.
Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just please, don't leave.
Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Welcome back. Joining us in the studio this week, we have returning to our show, Rich Bowen, Program Manager for the Recycling and Waste Reduction Division for the county. Rich, how's it going today?
Going great. Thanks for having me.
Great. Well, we had a big change at the beginning of this year. As folks out there know, you have a trash truck that comes by every week to your house, gets your trash, recycle truck that comes by, gets your recycling, also a yard waste truck. And this is for your leaves. A lot of people putting out Christmas trees and stuff right now, your yard stuff. But we also had a change in the policy that started right at the beginning of this year. Explain that to us.
Well, beginning technically January 2nd, residents could no longer use plastic bags to containerize their yard waste. We made a change to, if you're going to use a bag, the bag would have to be the biodegradable lawn and leaf bags, the paper bags. Reason being is the processors that we use, they were dwindling down to one. That one was going to go away soon, so in order to sustain the program, we had to make this change to the biodegradable paper bags. And so residents had already been using them anyway, years past, and even when we started to let them know about it back in July, residents went ahead and made the change prior to January 2nd, even though they didn't have to, and it's going well.
Right, and as you mentioned, this policy didn't go in effect until January 2nd, but this was not new news. The recycling division has been doing outreach to get folks acclimated to what was about to happen in January. Explain some of the things that the office did in order to get the word out.
We did 2 separate mailers, one in July and one in November. We also did newspaper advertising. We did online advertising on our web pages as well as the county's web page. And anytime we were out in an event, that was one of the big talking points. We'd have samples of the paper bags and a big banner up to draw attention and talk to residents about the change and how it would affect them. And based on what we're seeing at the curb, I mean, we're almost 2 weeks into the change, and looks like the residents got the message. I mean, we're seeing very few sit-outs where they're using plastic bags.
Really?
Majority of what you're seeing out, if there's yard waste at the curb, it's in a brown paper bag.
It must have been our commercials.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. I forgot to give props
Dave's
to
commercial.
Dave's produced
Yes,
commercial for
it was
the
excellent.
We had
change.
2. We had the one with the basketball themed one,
Right.
and the one with Rhodey Holthouse from.
That's right.
From the
Yeah, which was
Waste
available
Management.
online back in July as well. So.
Yep.
Yeah. So no,
It's good that people are getting the message.
Yep,
Yeah.
and some didn't, and we're speaking to them directly and explaining the reasons why, and people understand it's a change that had to be made because we didn't want the program to go away. I mean, the last thing we wanted to do was stop providing curbside collection of yard
Right.
waste. We want it to be here for many years to come, and as long as we're doing this. So doing this helped strengthen the program, and it's going to be cost savings too. I mean, we've talked about that as well. To process yard waste in biodegradable bags is considerably less expensive. So the cost to run our services will go down, so that helps us control the costs that the residents pay. They, as you know, they pay $298 per year for all the services that we provide, and it's been at $298 for 5 years now.
Yeah, which is low.
Right, which is
It's a
$5
nice-
a week. I mean,
yeah.
it's for all the services that we can provide, it's a great deal. And by making this change, we're reducing our costs, so we don't have to increase that fee anytime in the near future. Whereas, like your property taxes, that's a whole different thing. We're not part of that. We, because of we can control our costs and generate revenue, we can provide a bargain to the residents.
I like a bargain.
Yeah, bargain's good, and I don't think people know how good they have it because Anne Arundel County has always been ahead of the curve on these things. Ahead of the curb.
Head of the curb.
Ahead of the curb.
Yeah.
I believe we were one of the first jurisdictions to have single stream recycling,
We were
right?
the first.
And we've gotten our usage rates way up. I mean, we have so many. It's so easy. I mean, you just put your Christmas tree out. You don't have to go through all these, procedures and
Call, make
certain
an appointment,
days
and yeah.
appointments. Bulk pickup is really easy. So this is going to take some getting used to. I think there are going to be some stragglers. The biggest complaint that I hear when I talk to people out in the community about it is people who are concerned about the cost of purchasing the paper bags versus the black plastic trash bags. Can you talk about that a little
Sure.
bit?
I mean, they're readily available at local hardware stores and big box stores, home improvement stores, that sort of thing. Because the demand isn't that high, because it wasn't part of our program, yeah, the unit cost was going to be higher, across the board. We found...
I think it was like $2 for a pack of 6 or something like that
Yeah,
when I got it.
It depends where you get it. I mean, I've found them as low as less than 20 cents a bag. But we feel, now that we've made this change, and we reached out to all the retailers, including the big box corporate entities, to let them know we're making this change, and that we would even help them to make the biodegradable bags easily identified within their stores, signage, whatever they wanted to do. But our hopes is, and right now yard waste volume's not that high. When you get into winter, it goes down.
Right.
But when we get into grass season, people are cutting their grass, the demand's going to go up, And like with anything, a retailer is going to want to grab that market share. So they're going to I'm sure they're going to get more
price might go
aggressive.
down.
They're going to get more aggressive with their pricing. Another way to save money is to cut out the middleman. You can order them online, have them delivered to your home, buy in bulk. That's a way that you can drop the per unit cost to get closer to the plastic bags.
And what would be some, sorry, Kristin, what would be some other ways, if you don't want to bag it at all, to deal with your
You took my
waste?
question.
I've learned from you so much.
I'll start with the first one where you can still put it in a plastic bag. And that would be if you have a vehicle that can transport material, you can still bag your leaves and grass in a plastic bag and you can bring it to one of our facilities. If that's the method you like and you have the ability to transport it to either Dover Road, our Northern Recycling Center, Burns Crossing Road, our Central Recycling Center, or Sudley Road, our Southern Recycling Center, you can still put it in your plastic bag, bring it to us, and this has always been our policy there. When you do that, we ask you to empty the bags. So you
That's
bring
a
it
good
to,
compromise, though.
Yeah.
And what's great, you come there, you empty the bags. Guess what you can do? You can reuse that bag. So there's
it
a cost
is.
savings for you. Yeah, they're going to be a little bit of cost to you for time and gas to get to the facility, but you can reuse the bags over and over again. So
Or
it's an
just
option.
if you have a really good pickup truck, you just bail all the leaves right into the bed of the truck.
tarp it.
Might want to tarp
Got
it.
to cover. Got to
And
cover
then
your
take
leaves.
it, and then there you go.
Right. But the other things they can do, they can grass cycle, or you can mulch the leaves. That's what I do with my yard. My yard's not huge, but I've got huge, I don't know how many year-old trees all around me that just drop a massive amount of leaves, and I mulch them up. It's great for the soil. It's great for your grass. Right now, you should be really preparing your lawn for what's going to happen with it when it's really, really cold. Get that soil amenity in there. It breaks down, and when spring comes around, you don't have to fertilize. You've already created that fertilizer.
That's smart.
So that helps as well. Backyard composting too. We provide bins at no cost that they can pick up, residents pick up at any of our recycling centers. That's another way to deal with it. So, there's options out there. And the last one is a container of choice. They can use a trash can, put an X on it.
Whatever container.
Yep. Yeah.
So-
Whatever works for them. Put an X on it. That lets our contractors know that is put out to be dumped for yard waste and to be left behind, that the resident wants to use it over and over again. So, there's other options that they can go with.
And I think that makes it incredibly easy.
Yeah.
Because in the long run, are we one of the first counties around here to switch to this paper bag?
We're one of the last. Now, we
held out as long as we could.
because we knew, it could be somewhat of a tiny financial burden on the residents that use our program on a larger scale. The Crofton, Severna Park area examples where they put out a lot of bags. But, we also knew that those same residents want us to continue to provide the service. So
Right.
when we got to the point where we have to make this change or this service could go away, we made the change. We're being proactive.
People here care about the environment too, and it's pretty. When we produced these videos about the issue, when you see the video of what's going on when the bags get to the composting facility and you see all this plastic getting ground up and flying around, that's just not an environmentally friendly way to do business.
That, and then you've got to dispose of the plastic. You chop it up like that when they grind it, it's not recyclable.
And then you get compost and it's got chunks of stuff in it, so it's not
Yep.
good compost.
And exactly, and so the processors can't make as much money off the finished product, so they charge us more because they know they're not going to have such a high return when they sell that compost because there's plastic in it. So, like I said, making this change, it not only reduces the cost of the processor we're currently using, but it also opens up another processor that we can now use. Prince George's County has a what's called Western Branch facility for composting. We used them for years, but had to stop because 2 years ago they started a prohibition on plastic bags. So now we can use them again. So our southern service areas are taking material directly to them, and that's even lower per ton cost than the other location. So it's a win. To sustain the program, this was the right move.
Right, so really, if we were able to still take plastic bags, we would not be able to find a vendor that would be able to accept the material. So ultimately, we wouldn't be able to have yard waste collection.
Right. So.
And Kristin, if I may, I learn from the experts, right? And I apply what the experts tell me. And one of the first things Rich told me was about these I guess they're plastic inserts that you can buy for the paper bags.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I went out and I got the whole, setup. I got my paper bags. This was back in July. I got my paper bags, and I got 2 of the inserts, which I learned I don't need 2. I only need 1.
It's reusable.
And they're like $5 or something like that. And they stand up rigid, so you put it in your paper bag, and now it's like, I always did the thing where you put the plastic bag between your legs and you stand on both sides and you try and push it between your legs. Is that how everybody does it? I don't know. That's how I always did it. You don't have to do that anymore. It stands up nice and you just
it's got a
just
backboard
scoop it up and put. It's got a backboard so you can
Where's this
shoot.
insert? Is this the same aisle as where you'd find the?
Yep,
they
it's
have
right there
Okay.
with the bags.
Nice. That's
How
very
about
cool.
that?
And I think it's also really important to note, just in conclusion here, the paper that these bags are made of. This is not flimsy, what you'd pack a school lunch up in paper bag. Can you talk a bit about the paper?
Yeah, a lot of residents had a misconception. They knew it wasn't the grocery bag that they were, getting their groceries packaged in from the store, but they thought it was made of the same material, whatever. So,
Right.
Obviously, it's bigger than the grocery bag, but it's more strong. It's a stronger material. It's still biodegradable, and it has a coating on it, and the coating is water resistant. So it helps, when it's raining. Or your material is damp that you put in there, because sometimes leaves are wet when you put them in there, to help the durability of it. And our contractors do a great job. Like I said before, many residents have been using these bags for years. And they know if it's been a rainy day or it's raining while they're making collections, when they go to pick up that brown paper bag, that biodegradable bag of yard waste, they're not going to grab it from the top.
Right.
They know that because their contract calls for them. Any mess that they create, they must clean up. So you can watch them. I've watched them. I don't know if
Necessity is the mother of invention.
come down, they pick up from the bottom, they totally get it secured in their hands, dump it in to avoid any tear. But the bags hold up. They do a great job. So.
Great. Well, that answers the questions about durability and also weather. So.
Hey, it's all it takes now is everybody go out there and try it.
It's
now, don't put your snow in there.
Don't put your snow in there. We don't want your snow.
Don't shovel snow and put it in the bags.
Incredibly easy.
That's just trying to be funny. That's trying too hard.
Yeah, it sounds like something Dave would do.
Yeah.
It's incredibly easy change, and once again, you should hop online, see who's got the most competitive pricing. Yard waste bags, these compostable paper bags are easy to use. There's really no excuse to have those, or if they don't work for you, you can always use a container that is marked with an X, and you can put your yard waste in there as well. Thank you so much for joining us this week.
My pleasure.
Come back in whenever. You got another big announcement for us?
We'll have you right back when the thaw starts. We'll have you again.
Yeah.
Or when the Steelers win the Super Bowl.
Oh, well, that may never happen.
No.
We want you back in the studio, Rich.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know
Sorry,
why
Ravens
you would even
fans.
say that.
Sorry about that.
Oh my God.
We'll be right back with more Week in Review right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. The Terps men's basketball team is looking good with a win over Indiana this week to improve to 15-2. This week, the Terps gymnastic team was in Glen Burnie at the Pascal Senior Center. Sara Gannon was there too and filed this report. Sara?
Thanks, guys. We're at the Pascal Senior Center today with the Gym Terps, and they're here today. And what are you here today for?
We're here to serve lunch to the seniors and kind of talk to them and hang out with them for a little bit, invite them to our meet this Saturday at 4 and kind of just talk to them and see how they're doing.
Very good. What does your group normally do? Where do they compete and all that good stuff?
So we're in the Big Ten. We compete against other Big Ten schools, Penn State, Rutgers, Minnesota, Michigan State. But when we have home meets, we compete in the Xfinity Center at University of Maryland College Park.
Do you do a lot of work for the community also?
We do. We usually do a lot of work with kids. So this is first time for me working with seniors, but I'm excited.
Oh, very cool. What is your major?
I'm a family science major, which is the study of families and couples and relationships and things like that.
Very good. Are you going to perform here today for them?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Well, very good. Thanks for what you do in the community, and good luck to you, in your endeavors in the Big Ten. And when do you start your season or your competitions?
We had our first meet last Sunday, and from there on, we'll have about 13 to 14 meets in a row until April.
Oh, wow. Well, good luck again.
Thank you.
And back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Sarah. I think Sarah was a little disappointed there were no floor routines or
I know.
handsprings at this event, Dave.
Sarah gets excited. You know, she loves her sports. She coaches girls in field hockey, and she loves to play basketball and softball. So she was like all ginned up. You know, Sarah might kill me for this.
Uh-oh.
But do you think Sarah has
Earmuffs, Sarah.
Do you think Sarah has a little bit of a resemblance to Mary Lou Retton? A little bit? I mean, little, like Mary Lou Retton's really short.
Yeah?
Sarah's not that short.
No,
but
she's
a little
not short.
She's gonna kill me.
Yeah, she is.
I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the big news of 2017.
Oh,
Congratulations
inauguration.
to Kristin Lagana.
Me? For what?
For being engaged to the wonderful William McCrory.
Thank you, Dave.
Congratulations, congratulations. Everyone, you know, we catalog Kristin's personal life on this show as well.
And we do
She's
Dave's
a great
too.
sport about this. And Wheel popped the question, and our very own Kristin Lagana is now engaged. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And tell us real quick, you know, the story. What was the proposal story?
Well,
How
as
did
you
this
knew,
go?
we went to Austin for New Year's, for New Year's Eve. On New Year's Day, Will proposed to me. I couldn't share it on the show last week because I had to make sure that Mom and Dad were the first to know, and I wasn't going to see them till
I
later.
knew something was
something was
up,
up.
but
So I've been engaged since New Year's Day. We went for a stroll around Lady Bird Lake. It was a beautiful day. We saw Stevie Ray Vaughan statue. We actually got all caught up in a parade, a New Year's Day parade with a 20-piece circus marching band, a brass band, which was so
What do you mean
perfect.
you got caught up in it?
We went up on this hill.
You're
I
just
heard
walking
music.
down the street minding your
And they
business?
pulled us into their parade. So spirits were high. It was a beautiful day out. It was the perfect time to ask me a big question because I was in great spirits. Will is such a sweetheart. He found a spot that looks identical to our spot back home, where he asked me to be his girlfriend, where he asked me to move in. It's these the concrete steps
I'm
that
gonna
lead
cry.
to the water, and he found the same thing when
Is
we
this
were
in
in Austin.
Davidsonville?
No, no. And
We can't reveal the location.
we can't reveal. He brought me to those steps, and he got down on one knee. And I'm pretty sure that there was a fisherman there that was trying not to pay attention, but almost fell in the water, trying to see what was going on. And he asked me to marry him, and I said yes.
You said yes.
He kind of blacked out, so he asked me to repeat what I said, and I said, yeah, it sounds like fun.
Classic, classic. Well, that is awesome.
Yeah,
I
it was a
mean,
great day.
I
Circus
was
music in
thinking
the
about,
back.
you know, I've had the opportunity to meet Mr. Will, and he's a very nice guy. And I was just thinking, you know, all the things that he did to be the right guy for Kristin Lagana.
Oh, I'm not some diva or something.
I know. No,
I'm not
I don't mean it
difficult.
that way. I mean, you know, he goes to gigs. He goes to the.
Oh, it's so hard going to watch live music.
I mean, you guys are great and everything, but I'm pretty sure that after I see your show 35 times in a row, and it's a Saturday night and it's raining and we have to go to Edgewood, you know, I'm sure it can get. So there was that. There was. You love to go to the weepy, girly movies, and Will is so nice about that.
Yes, but who took a crash course in Star Wars and anything
Right.
related to Marvel and DC Universe? Yeah, me.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I am definitely, I loved football before, but now I make sure I'm watching it every Sunday,
Yeah.
even college games.
This is a very balanced relationship, and this is what
There's
you
give and
need
take
to be
on both
successful.
sides, yes.
So that is very great. I'm so happy
I
for you.
appreciate it.
Congratulations to the McCrorys and the Laganas,
Yeah.
all the peeps out there, and you know, maybe we should have like some big, you know, any good show, any good series, you have to have a big wedding. I mean, Dallas.
Oh, we should have a new segment called Getting Ready, where I
No.
do florals or
No.
patterns or swatches, and we take a look together and
No, we
figure
don't
it all
do
out,
that.
take votes.
Okay, I wasn't saying all that. I'm sorry, everyone. We're not going to do that.
I promise it won't turn into
Well,
that.
congratulations to you guys. We will get updates throughout the year and see how it goes. And that wraps
Thank
up
you.
this week's edition of Week in Review. You can watch this episode and archived episodes online anytime on Facebook or YouTube by simply searching for Arundel TV. Please tune in again next week for more highlights and news from around the county, and we'll see you next time. Kristin McCurry.
Whoa!
Hey!